Hi everyone, it's Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to help you find the perfect handbag. But in my collection of handbags, there is never just one. There might be a few. So if you are in the market for a handbag that is going to suit your needs, I am going to give you 3 questions to think about before buying that next bag. And these are questions you can take a little time to think about or a long time. But I find that they're important questions to answer for yourself so you don't go impulse shopping. As a recovering shopaholic, I am an impulse shopper. And the first thing I have to do is have a handbag budget, whether it's $200 or $2,000, and stick with it. Because I am the type, if I'm just walking around the mall with a friend and she buys a bag, I'm just gonna get that impulse to like, oh, this is so cute, I'm just gonna buy it too. Like with no business of having another impulse bought handbag. So it is important to think of whether, no matter your budget. Okay, now this is important because so many people make the mistake of thinking the more money they spend, the better bag they're gonna get, or this bag is gonna last forever, but then they find that it doesn't last forever quality-wise or even in their closet. So this is a huge consideration because I honestly don't think there is much difference if you spend a little money or a lot, if the bag is serving its purpose, which is holding your wallet, your keys, your lipstick, going with your outfit, accessorizing your outfit. Let's face it, everybody has different budgets. It doesn't make you more or less, doesn't make the bag more or less. If you spend thousands, hundreds more on a bag. I have spent a lot of money on bags that actually don't perform as well as some of the cheaper bags that I have bought. Also, this does come into play whether you're buying pre-loved or brand new. Even the pre-loved market, there could be a huge range of price tags on your bags. For example, I've bought pre-loved bags for $18 and I've bought one for $400. So this doesn't apply just to necessarily one bag, but say there's like a bag or a style of bag you have your eye on, put a price target on it. And again, I'll reiterate, in this culture of flex spending, do not get caught up in flex spending to realize later, I should not have spent so much money on a handbag or so much money on my entire collection of handbags that I don't need. So we'll get to that in a bit. These questions will help you tailor down, and I need it for myself too. Number 2 question is, how often will I use this bag? I know women tend to look at this as price per wear. So if it's a $2,000 bag, if I wear it 20 times, I will get my monies back. Well, I'm gonna erase that because it's still a lot of money to spend in the long run. You might use it 20 times and then be done with it. And then it's out of season, or you find like, I need something totally different. So when you think about how often will I use this bag, is this a lifetime bag? Am I going to use it every day? So then we think about the functions. Am I looking for work? Am I looking for errands? Am I looking for work but on the small side? Work but to fit a laptop. And by the way, there is not one bag that does everything. So we're just talking about like your next bag or your dream bag or the bag that you feel like you really need in your closet. Am I going to use this to death for the next season? Am I buying a bag that is going to be trendy? Or am I buying something just for a special occasion as we head into the holidays? People like to think of like semi-formal special occasions. Are you going to use it a lot? With that type of bag, probably not. But are you going to use it year after year after year for a special occasion, and that's the only special occasion bag you ever buy? Now, also in that category, how often am I going to use it? Say you have a Black Crossbody bag you're thinking about. I'm saying Black Crossbody, it's a very common bag, and I have a lot of Black Crossbodies. So when I'm looking at another one, it's just like the black clothes or the black dresses in my closet. When I'm bringing in another article, do I already have this? Is it duplicated? Do I just want this because I see it and it's cute? Or it might be a YSL instead of a Chanel. It might be a Tory Burch instead of a Coach. So the one I have at home is a Coach, but I don't have this brand, so maybe I need to add this. Are you duplicating things that you already have? So all of these questions actually apply not just to bags, but to clothes, to shoes, accessories, jewelry, I am so guilty of multiples, just thinking, well, it's a different material, it's a different brand, but are you gonna bring it home and realize, oh, it's very similar to the one I already have and that I have been using? Does it replace something else? These are all things you have to consider. I know we're all in the era of collecting, and I have over-collected that I now have a problem. Now, with that said, go for the bag that you really want, because like say you bought a substitute because it's a little bit cheaper or a little bit different, but you find it doesn't function the way that you wanted to after all. So I have a good example here of the Neverfull, which if you follow social media, and if you probably do because you're here, most Vuitton collectors have a Neverfull. It also gets a lot of like, it's boring, don't buy that bag. So the person listening to that advice might buy a different bag. Now, I didn't really think I needed that particular bag until I actually owned it. And now I find I use it for everything. So I'm gonna be a supporter of a tote bag like the Neverfull, that it goes from my work to yoga to like when I need to carry a lot of things, even traveling. So I'm not going to let the fact that it's not a trendy, it's not an it girl bag, that is okay for me. Also because I have a collection. If I needed something different, then I have that bag in my collection already. Now, number 3 question, this is super important. Am I comfortable wearing this bag? I have so many bullet points under this description. As a former client advisor for Louis Vuitton, I would just see people come in for the bag that they thought they wanted online because other people have talked about it. That doesn't mean the bag is for you. It doesn't mean that if you don't get that bag, that you're not with it or hip or cool. Like, it doesn't mean anything. Now, when I say, am I comfortable wearing it? Obvious reasons. Does it fit your body? Are you buying too much bag? Are you buying too little bag? Reason number 2, the logos. If there are logos, are you buying it to show off the logos? If it didn't have the logos, would the bag still be good and functional for you and for your needs and for your purposes? Are you gonna get to the point where like, I am embarrassed to have this logo? I don't want my bag to be the everything of my outfit. Does it complement all the things that you wear? Oh, sorry, I forgot that in point number 2. How often are you gonna use it? Look at everything in your closet. Is this bag going to go with multiple outfits? Not just one, not just like the one outfit I bought for that special occasion. Is it going to go with multiple outfits for multiple seasons? Again, rules apply to anything you're adding to your closet. So you definitely want to think about that. If you buy something that's not really you and you bring it into your wardrobe and now it's like the ugly stepsister with your aesthetic, with your style. Now, other things I look at when I think about, is it going to be comfortable? How am I wearing the bag? Do I wear shoulder bags? Do I wear crossbody bags? What is the ultimate function of this bag? So some of the things I look for, just for example, as we're going from fall to winter, it is jacket weather. It's puffy jacket weather. Now, if you do a shoulder bag like this, I'm going to show you an example of a good investment I made. This is a Rebecca Minkoff, and it's, you know, inspired by the Lulu. This has a lot of shoulder space. So now if I'm going to wear, it's with this outfit I'm wearing, t-shirt, like it's fine like this. And if I wore a puffy jacket, there's still enough arm space where I can put that bag on my shoulder, because sometimes the arm space on a bag is so tiny that if you've got a puffy jacket, it's hard to get in. Now, I'm speaking from experience about things that I have seen at Louis Vuitton. If somebody really wants a bag, like the Graceful was one bag that didn't have a huge drop. So if you did try to wear it with a winter jacket, it wouldn't work. So the versatility of the handle, how the bag works for you, you've got to think about these things. And also what I like about bags like this is convertible. So now I can change it to a crossbody. It's big for me to wear as a crossbody. I prefer a smaller size for a crossbody, but if I needed to, I could wear it this way, and which would only be for occasions like traveling and stuff. Since I'm small, like I'm 5'4", I would not normally look for a crossbody that's this big. For some bags that works, like if it's like a huge hobo, for some people that's their style, like hobo, like the crossbody types. For me, this is meant to be more for over the shoulder. Those are things you do have to think about. Other things to think about, like this crossbody here, the straps are adjustable in a different way where you tie the knots on the side rather than, you know, having the convertible. Is that going to work for me? Obviously, this one does, totally fine. Now, here's just a tip. If you have a crossbody, I know they don't always go well over a puffy jacket or a winter jacket. I would wear my crossbody, put it on first, and then put the jacket on. That way your bag is protected in the winter as well. Just some food for thought, some things I think of when I'm dressing myself. Does the crossbody go under the jacket or over? If you're buying a mini bag, you know, we had that era of mini bags because people wanted something so badly that they're ending up holding their keys and their phone in their hand. Well, then why do you have the purse? Which again, when you're traveling, makes you vulnerable. You've got your stuff in your hand instead of your bag, or you have your big shoulder bag on your bag sliding off your shoulder because you bought the wrong kind of bag. So these are things to consider. Are you checking if your bag is open? Is it easy to open when you're traveling? These are things you have to consider. Are you comfortable wearing your bag? Or is the bag wearing you? It's just like shoes, right? Like if I know a pair of shoes, like for heels, for example, I'm not gonna walk all day 8 hours in them. But if I can just wear them to dinner and back to the car, okay, I can do it. But am I going to, if I need to be on my feet for like 4 hours or more, what is my footwear? These are important things to think about because it's not cute if you're hobbling around. It's not cute if you're constantly looking, checking if your bag is still there or open or whatever. Now, there are some rules you can drop. I know there's this old-fashioned rule of your bag and your belt and your shoes have to match. Throw that out the window. And it doesn't even have to like match your outfit. A lot of the questions, comments I got when I was working at Vuitton, I love colors, reds, brights, pinks. Oh, I don't have enough red to wear a red bag. You do not wear a red bag with a red outfit. If you bought a green bag with a green outfit, you don't have to be Kermit the Frog. Your red works like a contrast. So you can see it here with my plain white tee and jeans that the red is like wearing red lipstick. So I'm not gonna go match my closet around a red bag. By the way, I'm gonna mention my plain white t-shirt. I don't like plain white t-shirts, but now that jeans and white t-shirts back, I got this cute little top from 𝐟𝐸𝐺 so I can model these looks for you. It's got like a little bit of draping to it. Cute, right? And again, same with the rest. I'm like, am I duplicating a t-shirt? Does one white t-shirt need to leave my closet now? Yes, because this one's coming in. So things I think about before bringing in new friends. That was 3 questions. How much do I want to spend? How often do I see myself using the bag? And am I comfortable? Am I wearing the bag or does the bag wear me? Now, question number 4 that I'm always going to ask, and I did bring this up in my last video, am I buying this for me or am I buying it for validation, reward, treat myself? Do I need it? So those are all valid things to ask. It's okay to treat yourself, to reward yourself, as long as you have followed these questions and budgeted for it. But the most important thing is that you don't do it for validation, for the gram, for the photos. People will like me if I have this, and a lot of people do think this way. It is unfortunate, or cannot make up their own mind, and then they have to go ask all their sorority sisters and bridesmaids and neighbors if they approve of the bag. Now, none of that stuff should matter for your handbag, or you know, kind of like in life in general. It's okay to ask for some advice, but don't let the bag be a source of, is this okay? Is this okay with you? Is this okay? Are people going to look at me differently? Are people going to approve? You know, it seems so minuscule, but this is a problem because of the internet and social media, and because of like this perceived status that people think comes with their handbags. Like, take out all that external validation and you have a handbag. Now, take it from me, from my experience as somebody who has sold handbags, but also like, you know, kind of created my own little monster, which is my handbag addiction or my shopping addiction of, I have an overage of things that I don't really need. Now, fortunately, I haven't spent a whole lot of money on luxury bags. I have over the years have spent quite a bit of money on bags. Does the value of my collection matter to me? No, it absolutely doesn't. There are bags that I have bought, like this bag and this bag I bought pre-loved, $18, $25. Do they serve their purpose? Absolutely. Now, there was a time in my life where I felt like I needed to have a new designer handbag. I remember being at the Prada store and I thought I needed this tiny little red pouch, and she was about $1,700. And I thought about it, I really thought about it. And at that time I had started doing my own investing in stocks, and I decided I was gonna put that money into my stocks instead, which in the long run was a much better decision that I personally feel good about. Not saying you have to do it, but then I started to look at that money, any money I spend, as would I rather buy a stock? Would I rather invest in that? What else could that money go to? Is there a cheaper alternative, like pre-loved? Other ways to spend money rather than on handbags. Anyways, that's a whole nother video. But those are the questions that I would ask you to address for yourself when you're looking for the next bag to add to your wardrobe. So let me know if this was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment to me what the last handbag purchase was for you. And don't forget to subscribe for more style tips. Thank you so much for joining. Bye.